We're at Twickenham Stoop, home of Harlequins, current champions, both men and women, and it's Friday night under the lights. So tonight we have been engaging with a lot of our community coaches. We've had about 60 coaches from some of our affiliate clubs come down to the club this evening for a skills session, a Q&A session with our men's senior team coaches. The next generation of Quins players are coming from the clubs that you basically all coach at and represent. And so with that in mind, what we'd like to do tonight is just give you a bit of an insight in terms of some ideas in terms of how we play the Quins way. We have had our Director of Rugby Performance, Billy Millard. We've had our new head coach, Tabai Matson.
You're in our region, you're our affiliate clubs. Not only do we want to give love back to you and a bit of a thank you, but also layer in a couple of broader concepts that if we see these guys in 3 years or 4 years, if you can layer in some of this stuff, you know, we're going to have one of the best pathways in the world, and that's probably one of the key remits of my job, is to ensure that we strengthen the pathway, and you guys are it.
And then some of his coaching staff with Charlie Mulcrone, Nick Evans and Jerry Flannery. So we were really spoilt tonight in terms of getting some of the greatest coaches who have got a lot of international experience, but also those coaches that helped basically turn our season into a great successful season. So we had a unit split. We had Tabai, Nick Evans and Charlie Mulcrone looking after the backs.
So what we're going to do is just show you maybe 2 or 3 kind of drills that we do around static. Just show you kind of what we're looking at and what we try and coach around our speed over shape.
I think the most valuable thing for the evening for me was that the type of little skills and drills that you do are not dissimilar to what we do at club level. And that kind of makes you feel better, because you think, okay, so what I am doing is right, because actually, if it's good enough for you guys, it's good enough for us. And I think that was a good insight. You do it obviously at a much higher level, but we do it at basic level. And
then outside, we were working with Jerry Flannery, who took the demo sort of like squad that we had supplied by Cranbrook Rugby Club through line out set piece and also some scrummaging techniques as well.
So that's a pretty good maul set there. So from there, I can come in as my ripper and I can get on the ball and present it on whatever hip.
So from my point of view, picking up just the little things that are going on in his head when setting those sorts of situations up and what he's considering and where the coaching points are was absolutely fascinating.
We rounded it off with a Q&A session where the coaches had a real chance to get probably a deeper insight in terms of aspects of what attributes they're looking for within sort of a Quins player, not just for now, but for the future, and how we're looking to develop and grow the game.
Our challenge as coaches is how many players do we get playing the senior game? How many do we get carrying on at university, at club level, at Quins, at England? But ultimately for me, it's about what can a club like Quins do to help us keep as many people in the game as possible.
We're looking to try and do this on a fairly regular basis. Obviously, when you have the entire sort of performance squad, coaching crew down here, we're very blessed to have that, and it's not something that we can do week in, week out, but we will look to actually bring clubs back in the future, but also we will go out to our clubs as well to ensure that we get across those sort of key areas in terms of development that we were looking for.